they are, the Thrawn hunters. Took a little different route this time, and wanted to get a little bit creative by hand and things like that. So I created the chassis, I should say, with the some metal stuff like this, and then you just take it and you bend it accordingly to the shapes and sizes that you want. I had a whole bunch of this brass stuff lying around, and I figured, well, why not? I'd like to make it instead of the whole thing 3D printed, why not have some metal framing and stuff? So well, right off the bat, they're not removable. The only thing that's removable is this little top cover that I liked, that I made, that which covers most of the plastic and stuff, except for this little part here and maybe this area in here. But that's the speaker pod that I made. This one is removable on this hilt, and this is the I guess the energy box here. Forgot what it was called. It's in my picture, and I'll put it on there in the video for you too. And then the battery cell goes here. Nothing's touching, so don't worry, it's not going to short out or anything like that. I made sure of that. And then I had this micro mesh screen, which I thought was really cool, and I heat treated it so that it would have the burn look to it, the heated look to it. And then what's really cool about these is that, and then the crystal I put inside this top plate. Now this is just a little cover I made, just a little thin little cover, all brass. And then this is how I get this cover off, like this. And then it just shows the battery and the Profi board and this little section of the board here that I have, which I could show you real quick. It's just a little 3D printed item that houses an LED, but since it's covered, I really didn't mind too much on what it was looking like. I was trying to get it more functional. And then the motor is under here, and this spins, which I'll show you in a second. And then under here is the charge port. I wanted to make a nice little cap for it instead of just seeing wires and stuff. And then the crystal chamber I put in here with just some solder. I didn't want it to make it too perfect because it's supposed to be put together by hand and feeling and all that other stuff. So that's basically what I did. And you can see I have the screens on there, and the crystal's really cool. And then it just sits in just like that, and then the cover goes back on and together. I figure with the cover being on it, you're not going to see it anyway unless I display it like this. So, and the same thing goes with this one. I just kept the speaker silver and that gray for now. And then the same thing with this, except the crystal lies underneath inside the chassis area, which I'll show you real quick. I didn't really do any improvements to this. I kind of just made it, kind of contour the crystal a little bit. I didn't want them all uniform. I wanted it to look like that. So, and I still may eventually do some more of that stuff. But as you can see, it's just really simple chassis, and the frame is in there. So I bent the contour of the frame, and these are set screwed in, all these pieces, so they don't come out. This one I glued because I wanted it just to be glued. It's a permanent fixture, so I didn't go through the extra trouble of set screwing and all. And the same thing with this. I brazed all the metal, bent all the metal, just put the screen on, made it look really worn out, a little burnt up a little bit at least anyway. And then they just sit in there like that. Now they both have kill keys, and I'll try and get those turned. They're a little bit tight in here, but if I can do it.
Master.
And then you could see that crystal right there. Whoops, I gotta straighten out the display. Okay. And then this one, if I can get the kill key turned.
I know Jedi.
So basically, the crystals are in there. They blink and they do their normal thing. So let me see if I can hit the button in here. So there's the one with the motor. And here is, whoops, sorry. And here's the one with this. Let me get it on there. So they both have NeoPixel PCBs. They both turn well. Everything works good. You know, it has all the smooth swing stuff. Profi board, you know, V2s. Simple blade configs, nothing tricky. Especially for the motor, so that when you turn it off, it'll go off with the hilts. And then this was all powder coated by Royal Custom Armory, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much for doing the excellent work on this. It's really amazing, and I'm very happy with the color coordinations, and it kind of gave me the inspiration to kind of do, the brass and all that stuff, instead of having just a regular PLA, printed chassis with just some brass parts on it, which is, I guess, basically what this is. But I don't know, I kind of consider it a little different because the frame is brass and all the other stuff is brass, and the PLA is the actual components, which is kind of cool, instead of having it vice versa. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm really happy with it. I'm happy with the way they all came out. See you guys later.